This new ride is opening in 2025, and you won't believe what it is. Welcome to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, a cornerstone of British amusement heritage since 1896. Today we delve into the exhilarating journey of one of its most iconic attractions, the Ice Blast, a ride that has thrilled visitors for decades, including myself, and is set to make a grand return in 2025. So Ice Blast is returning as Launchpad, but before we get into all the details, make sure you do some very important things right here on Chal Chats first of all. Make sure you hit the like button if you've loved this video, make sure you comment down below your thoughts, subscribe if you're new around here, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another upload. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages, I am the CHALL, and today Chal Chats, Pleasure Beach Resort. Let's go. The story begins in the late 19th century when William George Bean founded the Pleasure Beach Company on April 23rd, 1896. Inspired by American-style amusement parks, Bean envisioned a place where adults could feel like children again. We quickly fast forward to 1997, a pivotal year for the park, with the introduction of the UK's first tower ride. This groundbreaking attraction was unveiled as PlayStation The Ride, thanks to a sponsorship with Sony. This S&S Worldwide Space Shot Tower was a marvel of engineering. It catapulted riders skyward at speeds reaching 80 miles per hour, delivering an adrenaline-pumping experience that quickly became a fan favourite. Over the years, this ride underwent several rebrandings, and in 2002 it became Ice Blast before being known as Tango Ice Blast in 2004, aligning with new sponsorships. Despite these changes, the core thrill of the ride remained a constant draw for visitors. The ride's operation was straightforward yet exhilarating. Riders were secured with over-the-shoulder restraints. A powerful blast of compressed air would launch the gondola to the top of the tower, followed by a series of rebounds, creating moments of weightlessness that left riders breathless. Ice Blast has been closed for around about a year now at least, and the ride's future remained under question, with many speculating the end was in store for Ice Blast before the park confirmed the ride would soon be back. So, Ice Blast is returning, and before we talk about the return of the ride and its brand new form, we have to talk about our memories of Ice Blast. Now, Ice Blast for me was a great thrill ride, and it will always be a great thrill ride here in the UK. It was getting older, we knew that parts needed to be replaced, and overall for me it was a pretty good ride experience. It was definitely one of the top thrill rides in this country. Now, Ice Blast for me was an incredible ride experience. You get some wonderful views at the top of the tower as you launch up. You get some wonderful views of the park. You get these amazing spectacles at the top of that tower. And for me, Ice Blast is a pretty good ride. It's a pretty neat attraction. And for me personally, I'm really glad to see it isn't going away. I'm really glad to see it is staying and coming back as a different sort of re-theme of the experience, which we'll talk about in a moment. But Ice Blast for me is one of the cornerstone thrill rides at the park, and I would hate to have seen it go. Obviously, there is the construction going on at the moment around the old Bowlerdrome area, as that's the rumoured location for the trademarked gyro swing, which could be coming next year. We haven't had confirmation of that, but you'd suspect that it could be a 2025 investment, maybe 2026 at a push, depending on what the park's plans are. Obviously, the Grand Prix being taken out, that's pretty much demolished now, or all but, well, I think most of it, at the very least, has been demolished now, if not nearly all of it. So obviously that's potential space there for a future attraction. Of course, we can't wait to get back down there to Pleasure Beach to experience the park during the February half term, see the park opening on the 2nd of March, get to see Launchpad in action, and to see all the other developments around the park as well. So for me, Ice Blast staying is a massive, massive plus for the park's lineup going into 2025, which, you know, for the UK theme parks, 2025 could be seen as a tough year in some regard for some parks, and hopefully for Pleasure Beach Resort it won't be. Now, here is the details around Ice Blast's refurbishment into Launchpad. In December 2024, Pleasure Beach Resort announced the ride's rebirth as Launchpad, signalling a brand new era for this iconic attraction. Set to reopen in March 2025, Launchpad is poised to deliver unparalleled excitement, combining the nostalgia of its storied past with cutting-edge enhancements. The ride includes a brand new pressure cylinder that will change the present ride experience and thrust passengers with more force than they have in recent years. in addition to the new branding and theming. The CEO of the resort, Amanda Thompson OBE, said the following: "Earlier this year, we announced that we are focusing on constantly evolving and renewing our ride offering, and confirmed our intention to make some exciting announcements in the future." The Director of Engineering at Pleasure Beach Resort, Carl Murphy, also shared his comments on the announcement, adding that a new cylinder might not sound much on paper, but it will make a huge difference in terms of the ride experience. Riders can expect to feel their stomachs drop to the floor with the increased force and experience moments of weightlessness. That, coupled with Launchpad's retheming, makes for a very thrilling new era indeed. So Journey Beyond in 2025, and no, that is not a Galactica reference in this regard. This is all about Launchpad, the rethemed, reimagined Ice Blast refurbishment, reopening in 2025 in March, probably on the opening day on the 2nd of March, but we haven't had confirmation of that yet. Ice Blast going into Launchpad. I mean, first of all, let's talk about the name Launchpad and the logo for Launchpad. It's a very sweet looking logo. I think the name Launchpad is pretty good as well. I do like the theming around it. I think the theme of, launching beyond and launching up into the stars, overlooking the Pleasure Beach Resort, I think that that's a brilliant theme to go for. What I will say, not as a negative, but what I will say is as a kind of counter argument to the name and the logo, which, by the way, the design, the name, the logo looks pretty good. And I do like the logo, and I do like the name Launchpad, and the theme they've gone for is brilliant. And I do get where they're coming from with it, obviously with the ride being close to the flying machines and, with some of the original rides already in the area, like the Derby Racer and the Ghost Train round the corner and Alice's Wonderland nearby, Grand National. You've got this kind of nostalgia area, kind of, before you enter into the world of Valhalla, obviously further up from where Launchpad is. For me, they could have gone with a Viking theme. They could have gone with a Valhalla theme, and it could have been the start of this whole kind of Valhalla Viking mini area, almost. But, to be fair, as a counter to that argument, when you look at the distance between, Ice Blast, now Launchpad, and Valhalla compared to other rides such as Derby Racer and attractions like that, you can kind of see why they didn't go for like a Valhalla style mini area. They might do in the future. I mean, we don't rule it out completely. In 2035 or 2040, you can't rule out the possibility of the fact they could go with a Viking style mini area where you got Valhalla, a rethemed Derby Racer, or that ride might need replacing by that point. Hopefully not. I think the Derby Racer is a brilliant attraction. Obviously, there's the opportunity then to retheme Launchpad into a Viking theme. There's some brilliant Viking names they could have used with that if they went for that theme, like a Ragnarok or like Thor's Revenge or Jorgundir. So something Nordic, something adventurous and something voyage-based. I think Ragnarok would have been a brilliant name for the tower, because I think Ragnarok is a very Viking name. And if they decide to retheme it to Vikings, I think that Ragnarok would have been a standout name. That's the name I would have chosen personally. I'd have personally gone with something like Ragnarok or Fenrir or Thor, something like that, if they were going to go with a Viking theme. But the fact they've gone with like a spacey kind of Journey Beyond style atmosphere around this attraction is pretty good. And I do like the name Launchpad. I do think that is a very good name, and I do like the logo as well. I think they could have gone with the Viking theme, but I do like the name and the theme of Launchpad. I do think it would fit in quite well as an overall amusement park. You have to remember, Blackpool Pleasure Beach Resort is an amusement park. They're not a fully fledged theme park. They're an amusement park with very well themed rides. So you've got to look at that on the base of it and going, right, apart from maybe Nickelodeon Land and little plazas with the newer main attractions, like your Wallace and Gromit, where you've got like the area around the ride. You've got Icon and the kind of plaza section when you get to view the ride around that corner where the queue line starts. And obviously Big One's got its own little plaza where the queue line starts as well. Apart from little plazas, they don't have fully fledged themed areas barring Nickelodeon Land. So, I'm not to be fair, on the base of it, a Viking mini area may not be on the face of it the biggest development they could go for right now, as there's other things they need to do first. But I do like the Launchpad idea. I do think it stands out. I do think it could be quite good. I think the new pressure cylinder is going to add some extra force to that ride. really make it an even more thrilling experience, and I can't wait for 2025 already. As Blackpool itself undergoes a resurgence with new investments and renovations, the reopening of Launchpad adds to the town's appeal as a premier tourist destination. Visitors can look forward to a blend of classic charm and modern excitement, making every trip to Pleasure Beach Resort a memorable adventure. So that is all the details on Launchpad coming to Pleasure Beach Resort in 2025. But now I want to hear from all of you. What do you make of the brand new Launchpad? Should you think they could have gone with a Viking theme? And what theme would you have gone for instead of Launchpad or Vikings, and why? Don't forget to like the video if you've loved our content today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, and click that notification bell so you never miss another theme park news update. Thank you all very, very much. I am the CHALL, ta-ra for now, and that is the end of your theme park experience.